Hey guys, how's it going? Bhavesh this side back with another video. So guys, I think it's been a while since I've last recorded a video. So finally I thought like why not, let's create a new video. And guys, the topic for today's video is getting your very first client before getting into the next year, right? So in this video guys, I'll be literally like actually throwing some actionable points for you guys which you can actually take action upon, right? Because I'm not going to talk about mindset in this video. I'm only going to talk about the things which you can take action on, whether it's outreach, whether it's sales, whether it's, let's say, setting up your LinkedIn accounts, Facebook account, Instagram, whatever it is. Mainly we will be talking about few of the best ways to land your first client, right? And maybe this video might be a little helpful for you, a little valuable for you, and if it will be, just drop your like and feedback in the comment section. It would be very much appreciated. Guys, before wasting any more time, let's get straight in the video, right? So I'm assuming again, guys, most of my audiences, I particularly know, like most of my audience is someone who is like just starting out, to be honest. Very much they just came across this SMMA idea, this business model, or maybe they have a little idea. They're just starting setting up their profiles, or maybe you're someone who is like let's say they have started the outreach, they have decided a niche, but still you are unable to get the client. Guys, like just to start off this video on a positive note, I'm just going to give you a quick example of one of my student. And guys, I'm not here to again compare you and my students. I'm only just for just inspiration for you guys, just a motivational story I just want to share. So that guy, his name is Vansh actually, right? And so he joined my inner circle, I think it's been 4 months back, maybe 4 or 5 months back. But when he first started out, the best decision he took is like joining my inner circle. When he joined the inner circle, then I just told him everything like that I particularly know about SMMA, how to do the outreach. And literally the second day itself, that particular guy started taking action. And it was like not like just normal action. It was like he was awake all night and everything, and he was putting a lot of efforts in, right? And I think after the first month itself, in his second month, he landed his first client, maybe for $550 or $650. And this is the fastest record for one of my students to get a client, right? Get a client, and that also like a paid client. For myself, it took me close to around like 6-7 months to get my first $850 client. And just like now my students are just closing clients maybe in the second or third month, right? So my only point is, guys, now I'm in a position like I know what's happening in this in this particular SMMA industry. Like actually you should be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that, what things to avoid and what not, right? So I know what's exactly working in this particular industry. And like when I got on these Zoom calls, coaching calls with my students, I just tell them, like they just ask me questions. Because guys, in my inner circle there are students who doesn't have any questions, and there are students who have a lot of questions, who have a lot of doubts, queries, and literally those are the students who are getting the clients, not the ones who don't have any questions, any doubts in their mind. You know what I'm trying to say here, right? So if you doesn't have a curious mind, like new questions are getting into your mind, getting into your head every single day, why I'm not getting client, you are not trying to figure stuff out, then maybe this business model isn't for you. Maybe I'm not saying like, I'm not like certainly saying this business model is is not for you. I'm saying like it might be not for you, because like once you are like very much into something, you get a lot of thoughts about it in your mind, in your head, right? So you should be getting thoughts, like you guys should be, I know overthinking is bad, it's kind of detrimental, right, to your mind. But like if you're someone who is like just constantly overthinking about like, how am I getting the first client, am I doing this part of the outreach right, is my script correct, is my follow-up script correct, like if you're just constantly thinking this, like literally you are trying to convey this universe. Again, I'm talking like manifestation stuff, just bear with me. Like you are just trying to convey this universe like you deserve a client, right? And soon enough, literally soon enough, you are going to get a client. Because whatever you think in your mind on a constant basis all day long, whether it's money, whether it's whatever it is, like I'm not going to get very certain about it, very specific, but whatever it is, whatever you think about all day long, that those are the things you actually get in your life. It could be anything you just can think of. So that's it, guys. So that was one of my students from my inner circle. Let's wrap this up here. Now let's talk the real part of the video, how to get your first client. In my past videos, I've already told you guys, like there are actually 4 to 5 ways initially when you're starting out to get your first client. I'm going to let you know those 4 or 5 steps. Then I'm going to tell you which is the best way to get your first client, and which is the best way for you as well to select and start the outreach. And maybe I'm going to tell you more a little bit about sales and a delivery part side of thing, like once you get a client, how to deliver him, should you hire a media buyer or no, whatnot. So this video will be very exciting, so just stay tuned till the very end. You're not going to regret that. The first way is free trial client. When I first started out, I'm not going to say like I never got a free trial client. I did actually work for free for a lot of clients. Even I felt like let's just kick this client out, let's not work, because I was in a position of like dilemma, like should I work with this client for free or should I not, right? But in the end, I only wanted experience. Either it's running Facebook ads, either it's sales, either it's outreach. I just wanted experience, how it actually feels like to work with these clients, these big companies, right? So this, like, the first and the most easiest way of getting clients is free trial clients. Now before you say like, yeah Bhavesh, you're just telling cliche stuff, you have already told this in your past videos, guys, just bear with me, just stay with me. So what you have to do is, like, for example, you should be getting, let's say, I know guys, the numbers that I'll be telling you guys right now, it would sound like kind of unbelievable to you, right? You won't be able to believe in these numbers. All I'm saying, just try to get to 10 free trial clients. That's it. 10 free trial clients, right? And what you have to convey these 10 free trial clients is, hey John, I'm going to run ads for you completely for free. You just have to compensate for the ads, right? And if you close a sale, just one sale, from next month you have to pay my retainer $1,500 plus ads. That's it. You just have to convey this to all the 10 clients, and you have to work with these 10 clients for a minimum of 1 month. From these 10 clients, after a month, right, either like let's suppose worst case scenario, 3 to 5 of them will be closing like a sale or more than 2, right? And once they have closed the sale, from next month, as per the contract, they have to pay you $1,500 plus ad spend, right? And that's how you'll be sitting at close to around $5,000 to $7,000 per month by just working with just 5 clients. Literally that easy. But initially you have to put in the work. You have to sign 10 free trial clients. And to be honest, in this particular market right now, in today's scenario, signing clients on free trial basis is very hard. Very hard, I'm saying. Like, to be honest, signing clients, paid clients, is like completely like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not discouraging you. I'm here to like, actually help you guys. But in this current scenario, it's very hard. And I have seen students in my inner circle, like I've actually, gave them the advice, suggested them to like go for a free trial client instead of paid client. And it was very hard for them to sign like free trial clients. And like, like once you pitch your clients, like, I'm going to work for free, then your authority actually decreases there. Like, your client will think like, there are actual agencies out there who are pitching me $5,000 a month, and this guy is asking me to work for free. So literally there might be a difference between that, and because of that your authority might decrease. So that's why, like, once you tell your client like, I'll be working for you on a free trial model for a month, then he gets a lot of questions about you, like who this guy is, what's the name of the agency, does he even an authoritative figure, right? Is he credible in what he's doing, does he even know what he's doing? So a lot of question arises in your client's mind, and that's where you lose the opportunity of signing free trial clients. I'm not saying it's impossible, guys. Nothing is impossible, to be honest. Just believe me, nothing is impossible. All I'm saying, it's hard. If you're reaching out to, let's say, 100 clients for, let's say, free trial model, you would be able to close maybe 1 out of 100. Maybe that's the probability I'm looking like, right? Or maybe 1 to 3 clients, right? 1 to 3 clients from 100 clients, to be honest, right? 100 outreaches, I mean. So that's one way. If I talk about second, which is known as paid free trial, in this you might increase your authority a little bit. You will reach out to your client, right? Hey John, my actual fee is $1,500 a month, and just for you to try my services out, I'm only going to charge you $300 a month as a paid free trial. By paying $300, you're going to try my services out. On top of that, you have to pay for the ads. After a month, if you close one sale, then you have to pay my actual fee of $1,500. On top of that, the ad spend. Boom, that's it. This is known as paid free trial. In this, signing clients will be a little easier. Why? Because once you reach out to a client, let's say on LinkedIn, right, you will be telling them, so hey John, my actual fee is $1,500, but if you are someone who is a little skeptical, who is like has been burned by previous agencies, and you think like, you don't believe me because we don't know each other, we just are talking for the first time on LinkedIn, and then you can actually make him believe, charging him a little less, than what your actual fee is. Then converting clients would be easy. Why? Because your client will think like his fees is $1,500 and he's just charging me, just $300. So that's the difference. And your client, most of the prospects will definitely try to, try your services out as a paid trial, and that's where, you can sign clients in volume, right? And once you have paid free trial clients in volume, that's the biggest opportunity for you convert these paid free trial clients into actual clients for your marketing agency. There are, like, in free trial model as well as paid free trial model, there are one key factor in terms of retaining your client. Obviously guys, in my past videos 100 times or maybe more than that, I've already told you, before even you start working on a free trial model, or let's say paid trial model, or even if it's revenue share model, commission basis, you have to sign a contract with your client. Why? So that your client can actually take you a little serious, because he's not paying you anything upfront, right? So he might think like he will just pay for the ads and he won't even be accountable to you, accountable to the leads that you will be generating for your clients, right? As an agency, just to make him a little accountable, you have to, sign a contract with him, and also schedule some, bi-weekly check-in calls, so that you can actually get him on a call and just make him show like, yeah, this is like the ads are performing, how many leads are converting and whatnot, so that like our transparency can be maintained between you as an agency as well as a client. What I was trying to say, like, you have to actually sign a contract. In the contract, again, you have to mention this is a free trial. After a month, if John closes just a single sale, he has to pay me $1,500 plus ad spend on top of that. Now, in order to increase the retention rate of your marketing agency clients, in the same contract, you can also mention, if John closes a single sale with me from the leads that I'll be generating for him, then he has to pay me $1,500 plus ad spend, and this will be a 3-month contract. Boom. So guys, this is the easiest way to get your first client and keeping your clients for a minimum of 3 months. In the same contract, mention 3-month contract, right? Like the term of the contract is 3 months. Why? Let me explain. Initially, when you will be outreaching to these clients, like, it will be easy for you to, convince them, like, this will be a 3-month contract only if you close a sale. So for example, if you're charging them, let's say $1,500, and again you are telling them like this might be a 3-month contract, then it will be a little hard for you to convince them about, like, pay me $1,500 plus ad spend every single month for the next 3 months. It will be a little hard for you to convince them, rather than, for example, if they're trying your services out as a free trial and then convincing them for a 3-month contract, it will be very easy, and they will be paying you, $1,500 plus ad spend every single month for the next 3 months. So here's like a quick advantage for you if you try to go out there and start your outreach for either free trial model or paid trial model. So these were the first two. Let's talk about the third one, which is the most common and the traditional route of actually getting a first client: hiring a media buyer, getting results from them, and signing, using their results and using their case studies, testimonials, and signing clients. I'm not going to say this is not a good way of signing clients, but I'll say it's very saturated. And to be honest, the media buyers you're reaching out to, they don't even give a fuck about you guys. Why? For, like, obviously because you're just starting out and you think like these media buyers, sorry guys, I'm actually being a little blunt here, but that's actually the reality is, you are just starting out and you're reaching out to these media buyers out there. Hey Bhavesh, for suppose I'm a media buyer. Hey Bhavesh, I just started my agency out, so just looking for a media buyer who can just, I can outsource my clients to. The only thing I want from you is just using your results to sign my very first client. Boom, that's it. As a media buyer, I'll be like, why am I going to share my results to you? I don't even know you, and you're just someone who's just starting out. I don't know your credibility. I don't know if you are like if you have authority in your market, in your niche. I have no clue about it. And if I'm like, hearing like you're just starting out, then the last thing anyone or even me I'm going to do and share my results is the last thing I'm going to do. So that's why, like, this is the mentality, to be honest. The way I've just conversed to you guys, this is the main mentality right now of the current media buyers, because like, in the past, these media buyers have also been burned by marketing agencies. They use their results, got the client, but never outsourced to that particular media buyer. So because of that, recently media buyers has been a little bit skeptical about this fact, like, sharing results and everything. And that's why, like, most of the media buyers out there, they are slowly transitioning their business into a marketing agency business, from freelancing to marketing agency business, because freelancing has been just, and it's very deep in the hole. It's way too much saturated. We have Upwork, we have Fiverr, people per hour. Like, there are a lot of freelancing websites. A lot of competition is going on, right? on the freelancing websites. But yeah, that's not my point here. My point is like these media buyers won't be easily believing you, and you have to be showing some kind of credibility or authority, like like you should show them the confidence you have inside yourself of signing a client if you have the results. I've seen people in my students, in my inner circle students, like they got the media buyer, they got the results from the media buyer, they're still unable to sign the client. So that's the difference between the two. So this was the third way. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work, but only for few people out there who can actually take action, to be honest, right? So guys, this was the third one, and I suppose the fourth one was maybe, I think, hiring white labeling agencies. It might be the fourth one, or working for them, something like that, but I don't think so. It's kind of related to this video. The last one I need to mention is working on commission basis, the most easiest and the simplest way to get your first client. Reach out to a prospect on LinkedIn. Hey John, my name is Bhavesh. I own this growth magnet studio. I own this company. So we generate qualified roofing leads. As a marketing agency, I suppose like you guys, when you guys pay $1,500 or let's say more than that as a retainer to a marketing agency, you guys feel skeptical, and in the past I know like you have been burned. That's why, just to help you guys here, just to make you believe like our services are very much worth your money, I would like to work with you guys on a commission or a rev share model. The only thing you have to do is just compensate for the ads for a month. I'm going to generate and use my in-house marketing team to generate qualified roofing leads for you, which will be just exclusive to you. The only thing you have to do is just follow up with the leads, call them, set the appointments, and close. Once you close the sale, once you make the money, then I'm going to make money with you. For example, if you close like if one sale, then I'm going to make 5%, 10% depending on your client. You can discuss that, and I'm going to make 5% of your total net profit from one job. So once you can prove them, like your leads are actually converting into job and you are making way more than a normal retainer from the jobs they are closing, then they themselves will say to you like, okay Bhavesh, I think your leads are working, let's convert this into a retainer model, into a commission one, because they actually themselves noticing and observing like they are paying you a lot more than a normal retainer. For example, if you have been charging them 1,500 and if they're closing 5 jobs in a single month and you are getting 5% of that per job for the 5 jobs, then you'll be making more than $3,000-4,000 just by one client, because one roofing job is worth more than $6,000 or $7,000, maybe more than that if it's a big roof, it's a big house, right? I have worked in roofing niche, and some of like few, like sometimes like these guys actually close like sales more than $100,000. There's like, especially in Florida market, like when the actual storm comes, like after the storm, it's like there's a lot of destruction. Obviously a lot of roofs has been like actually damaged, so these roofing contractors get a lot of projects worth more than $100,000. That's when these guys make a lot of crazy amount of money. Still, like not just Florida, there are like a lot of markets, but especially in Florida during times of storms, boom, these guys make a ton of money. That's my point. Working on commission basis. I've told you the script already. If you haven't heard of it, just scroll a little back. Just in the past I've just mentioned a script which you can use on LinkedIn and see for yourself if it works. That's good. If not, just try to experiment more different kind of scripts. Hey John, my name is Bhavesh. Or you can ignoring telling the name of your agency. You can just be direct. We as an agency, we work on commission model. The only thing you have to do is just pay for the ads. We'll generate leads. Once you make money, then we are going to make money with you. 5%, 10%, depending on your client, whichever you guys actually agree with, and then you can move forward. So guys, I think I just mentioned all these specific ways in order to land your very first client. Now let's suppose all the people who are watching this video, let's say this video gets 1,000 views. From 1,000, maybe 20 or 30 people will actually take action, and from those 30 people, only 5 to 10 people will actually get appointments, and from those 5 people, around 2 or 3 people are going to actually sign client. I know I'm being very pessimistic, this is not being negative, I'm just being pessimistic, because I know, even like I was also in this position when I was starting the agency thing out. I used to watch a lot of videos, but never I used to take action. That's where I'll actually lack. So I'm not saying like you guys doesn't take action. I'm not blaming or defaming you. All I'm saying, like, from 1,000 views, only 2-3 people will actually get clients from whatsoever I've just mentioned here, from the strategies, the tactics, right? Now let's suppose you signed a client. Obviously, congratulations, you just signed a client, whether it's paid trial client, whether it's free trial client, whether it's commission client, or whether it's a retainer model client. Congratulations to you, first of all. Now, how to deliver this client? So, as you already know, in the past, I have mainly worked in home improvement space, solar, roofing, mortgage, real estate. Financial advisor is, it's not in home improvement, but yeah, we have worked in that. Remodelers, we have never worked with remodelers, but yeah, I have a decent experience about the ads that these guys actually run. And solar is my main niche, so mainly home improvement. So I can tell you, as a home improvement media buyer kind of a guy, like, it's very easy. Go on Facebook ad library. I'm not saying to copy paste all the ads, just get inspiration. Go on canva.com, create similar type of ads which are kind of running on Facebook ad library for, like, let's suppose a decent amount of time. Let's say, I'll say like maybe 4 to 6 months. The more the better, right? The longer the ad has been running for, it means it's clearly working, right? So try to, I'm not saying like again copy paste the ads, I'm saying go on Canva and try to create similar ad. And in terms of copy, you can try to, like, paraphrase it, or maybe keep it same. It doesn't matter much, just change specific terms depending on your client, which state is he actually selling in, and that's it. Publish the ad. So once you publish the ad, after 2 or 3 days, you'll get to know whether the ad is performing good or not. And that's why I'll suggest, like, create a CBO campaign, which is known as campaign budget optimization, in which you set the budget at the campaign level, and in the ad set you have to create like 3 to 4 different ad set. In one ad set you should be having 2 to 3 different ads. I know this sounds complicated. In the near future, I'll be posting a video tutorial on like Facebook ads, how it actually works. It's very fun, guys. Running Facebook ads, it's very fun. There was one client in New York of mine, like a big solar company, and my credibility was online. He was paying me $1,500 plus ad spend. At that point of time, I didn't had any media buyers. It was just me, completely me. So my strategy was, I used to go on ad manager every single hour of the day just to see if I got a lead or not. And that point of time, I was running like conversion campaign, landing page campaign. And what I actually used to do is, I used to run like there used to be like just one campaign. Under one campaign there used to be 3, 4, 5, 6 ad set. In one ad set there used to be 3 to 4 or even 5 sometimes different ads. Then I used to let those kind of campaigns run for a week, and after a week I get to know, like, which ads are actually performing, and the ads that are performing the best, I used to stack those ads up in like a similar just one ad set, and then I used to run those ads. Then I used to get a lot of qualified leads for my clients. After that point of time, guys, I just, like, I actually realized, like, running Facebook ads, doing media buying is also great skill. At the same time, is very fun. And if I would have got a chance to run ads for more clients, I actually done that. Like, I actually did that without any complaints, because it's very fun, to be honest, right? But after that point of time, like, I actually got a media buyer who actually handled everything, so I mainly focused on getting clients from my agency. So yeah, once you get a client, go on Facebook ad library, or you can also go on Power Ads, which is a, like, ad research tool. You can get like a lot of inspiration what kind of ads are actually running in your niche. And once you have set up the ads, once you have successfully delivered the leads, now it's your client's duty. It's not your job. Your job is over. Once you have set up the ads and you're getting clients, you're getting leads, your job is over. That's it. Now it's your client job to call those leads, follow up, set appointments, and close these jobs, right? If you're if you're working on with a client on commission basis, you should be getting 5 to 10% percent per job. If you're working on like a paid free trial, you already got paid initially upfront $300. And if it's free trial model, then you'll be paid after they close a job, and that also like next month as a retainer, $1,500 top on top of the ad spend. So guys, this was the very specific scenario which is in my mind. If someone is like just starting out and they want to close their first client, if I were in your position, I would have actually selected either free trial model, either paid free trial model, or the last one, which is the revenue share model. Why? So if I actually chased getting client on a retainer model, I already knew like the competition is high. I'm not saying it's saturated, but the competition is high. A lot of agency owners out there are pitching the same retainer, same services, lead generation, ad spend is separate, solar leads, roofing leads. No one is offering something different, right? Because of that, we have to stand out, and I would have stand out by offering something different, and by offering them like pay for the ads, I'll work for you guys for free. This is my qualification, this is my credibility. I know how to run solar ads, and I know how to generate solar leads and appointments. Trust with me, or like just make them believe just for the few initial days. Start generating leads for them. Once you get them a good flow of leads, they'll start calling the leads, book appointments and close. Once they close, you'll get 5 to 10% of the job per sale. And after a point, make them realize, your clients, that you are making way more than a normal retainer, right, from the commissions. For example, like 5-10% of, let's say, 5 jobs, you're making, let's say, $3,000-4,000, and initially you have told your client like, my retainer is $2,000, and still you're making 4,000 on working on a commission model. Make your clients realize like you're making more. Obviously guys, in the end, making more is good for you, but working on commission, it's very uncertain. A month you're getting commission, the next month you're getting zero. That's why getting a stable retainer, it's much more better than working on a commission basis. And I actually suggest to work on commission basis because, you know, it's easy. Initially it's easy to get clients on that particular model, and then you can transition your agency and those particular clients from like commission or rev share to actual retainer clients. That's it. Way simple than that. So yeah guys, I think that's pretty much it for the video. I actually hope you did like this video. So yeah, if you did, drop a feedback. Also drop some good topics guys. Like recently I've been getting very confused on what to create videos on. Drop some good topics in the comment section. Like the video if you actually enjoyed this video, and in the description you're going to find a lot of valuable links as well. So guys, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Again, Bhavesh this side, and let's also connect on Instagram if we haven't yet. I will definitely looking forward to connect with you guys on Instagram as well. Also, just for information guys, I recently bought a piano as well, so I just want to keep myself busy guys. I don't want to, you know, keep myself free, because a free mind overthinks a lot. You know, if you're thinker, you know like what I'm talking about. I just gotta make myself more busy, tied up my schedule, right? Anyways guys, don't forget to take action. I'll be back with more videos very very soon, hopefully by next week. Till then guys, do take some action. Just stick to the plan. Just don't give up yet. Maybe the next day you're going to get the client, maybe the next month you're going to get the client, maybe the next year, which is 2023. But the plan of this video, the main objective of this video, is to get your first client before 2023 guys. You think like, you know, on let's say 30th of December you get your first client, boom, the next year you will be feeling so excited, like, you know, your first paid client or your first free trial client. You will be actually feeling excited, like invincible, right? Like, I got my first client, and this year you will be like, you know, closing more clients for agency. And to be honest, entering into a new year, but this mindset, invincible mindset, it can actually bring some drastic changes and results in your life. And to be honest, this works. So have a positive attitude about this business. Whatever happens in your life, negative. Yesterday I was reading this book, and you know, there was one point, let me just tell you guys, it's very good point he made. I'm not going to tell you the name of the book, unfortunately, but maybe few of you guys actually know, you know, the name of the book. The first was like, stop hoping for a completion of anything in life. So what this actually means is, you know, there are few people who think like, you know, I'm going to work for, let's say, 5 years with all my efforts. I'll grind, I'll hustle for the next 5 years. When I'll complete hustling for the next 5 years, then I'm going to enjoy my life. So in this particular book, in this lesson, he actually mentioned you have to take out 1 to 2 hours and do what you actually love. You don't have to wait until you complete something. That's the, you know, lesson from this first part. The second was, live with an open heart even if it hurts. It's not a poem guys, just don't laugh, you know, it's just a lesson. And in this particular, he actually said, even if it's a breakup, it's a heartbreak, anything happens, anything bad, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sad, if you feel like crying, you are feeling very sad, unhappy, someone in your family died, you know, like worst case scenario, you have to actually embrace it with your open heart. You know what exactly happened when we feel, you know, your emotions are somewhat connected with your breathing. For example, when you feel anxious, you feel like, you know, your heart rate is increasing a little, you are like breathing a little fast. Like, you can really experience that. Once you actually start crying again, your breathing actually increases, your heart rate increases. So your breath is actually connected to your emotions, right? And whenever something bad happens, you have to, like, you know, start taking long breaths, something like this, you know. It's mentioned here, and you have to actually embrace it. Like here it's mentioned like you have to sit or stand up straight and full, opening the front of your body, softening your chest and belly wide free. Breathe down through your chest, right, deep into your belly. Look directly into the eyes of whomever you are with, feeling your own. You have to actually feel that pain, embrace that pain, right? You just don't have to feel like, why this happened with me, why all the negative and bad things happen with me. And like, embrace that it happened with you. Just embrace it and move on. That's it. That was, the second lesson that I actually read. And the third was, this is like very much interesting. Live, like, I know this is not something good, but live as if your father were dead, if your father is dead, right? So what does this topic mean? So your father has some kind of expectations to you, whether it's financially, health wise, studies wise, academically, and like whatever it is, he has some expectations from you. So you have to live like your father is dead, and you have to live like, because once you have like your father living, you'll be living to some kind of limitations, you will be restricting yourself. And once you don't have like, I'm not, obviously, just don't take this negative, because that's what it's mentioned here, but it's very brutal truth. Like, have you seen those guys like who doesn't have a, like, doesn't have parents? Those guys are very much bold. Like, you can say these are street guys, they know a lot about life. That's what I'm saying. Like in this, a man must love his father and yet be free of his father's expectations. I'm not saying like you don't have to unlove you have to love him to the best, and still, but you have to free yourself from your father's expectation, because your father will be having some kind of expectations from you, and you have to get above those expectations. You have to do the best you can in your life. You have to just free yourself, so that you can feel, you still feel fearful, you don't feel limited or unworthy, or you feel like you're burdened by your father's expectations. So these were the three lessons actually I actually read yesterday, but this book is crazy. Unfortunately, cannot disclose the name, and I have to start with the fourth lesson today. But anyways, so that was my point. I was about to conclude the video, but I'm not sure like why I was just reading this book in front of you. But anyways guys, this was the video. I hope you did got some positive vibes, a little positive vibes from me, a little inspiration, a little motivation. I'm going to back with more videos very soon. Either way guys, take care, and don't forget to take action. Bye.